Hello. Let me go live. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Make sure my do not disturb. Hi, everyone. How are you today? I want to go live on Instagram. Come on. Come on, Instagram. Oh, my goodness. What's going on? Okay. Sorry, Instagram's giving me a minute. Hi, how is everyone? It is so good to be with you as always. Welcome. Let's adjust this camera so it's more in line. Hi, how is everyone today? It is lovely to see all of you. I am here for another one of my Thursday lives. And as it is the last Thursday of the month, it is book club. Cha 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 cha. Yes, and the first book in book club, which I have 4 books, the first book in book club is Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. And we are actually at the very last chapter, the afterword, which I don't know about you, but I can skip sometimes in some books. But I really put a lot of my heart into this letter to you all, which I'm just going to read it directly to you because I do think it's so beautiful. And I think it's something that is really worth revisiting when this journey gets hard, because it does, because it is hard. It's not easy. It's not easy to want something so badly and have a hard time getting it. It's not easy when you're doing so many things for yourself, for your fertility, and it's still not happening. So I had that in my heart when I wrote this afterword to all of you. And so if you have your book, go and grab it. And if you don't yet have a copy of this book, it reaches thousands and thousands of women every year, and I'm honored in that capacity. And it's still, such a mainstay to me and to the clients I work with, and to all of you that I, am continuously reaching new people. This book was written in 2014, and it's still very applicable. So the afterword, you are where you're supposed to be. I want to sincerely thank you for taking the time to read this book and for allowing me to come along on this fertility rejuvenating journey with you. We covered a lot of information, and I'm excited for you to take it all in and begin your self-love health mission lifestyle overhaul. I call it your self-love health mission because I think if it's called all the things you need to do to improve your fertility, that brings with it this level of resentment and frustration, and why do I have to do all these things when she doesn't, or that person doesn't, or it just seems like everybody else just gets pregnant when they get looked at, right? So, but rather if we take this on from a perspective of, I am doing this for me so that I can be the healthiest version of myself, that's, where I think the juice is. That's where I think it really helps us stay on course and helps us stay in a space of, meeting ourselves where we're at, looking at our fertility as an extension of our health, that they are not separate, and that, getting, and health is mental, it's emotional, it's physical, it's nutritional, right? That it's all of these things combined. But I'm doing this for me so that I can be the best version of me, so that I can bring this child through into this home, this lifestyle, this time in our lives, right? I just found out I'm pregnant and I'm 43. Woo! Congratulations. I'd love to hear that. So you know how my least favorite word, which is the I word, and we're not going to talk about, the one you're not about to use anymore, is hurting your heart and your uterus and your ability to get pregnant. You're clear on how your fertile body works, when the best time to try to conceive is, and how important orgasms are in conception. So I'm kind of rehashing what each chapter kind of, taught you. You're aware of how your lifestyle choices are affecting your epigenetics and your essence, and ultimately your health and your fertility. And guys, I also want to say, I wrote this book almost 8 years ago at this point. I was just listening to a podcast yesterday on Doctor's Pharmacy, Pharmacy with an F, but it's Mark Hyman's podcast, and he had on Tony Robbins and what's his name, Diamantis, and together they just wrote a book about all of this. It's called Regenerative Medicine, Anti-Aging Medicine, and that like 6 years ago they were talking about the power of epigenetics and what we can do to reverse aging, what we can do to improve as we get older, not get worse. And all of this pertains to egg quality. All of this pertains to advanced maternal age. All of this pertains to that. And that now there is just this cutting edge research on all these things that we can do to optimize our health and our vitality. And the core of it is the lifestyle and dietary principles that I talk about in this book, and the mental emotional principles, and that people are legitimately reversing their age. Their biological or genetic age is younger than their chronological age. We have yet to see the research of like how this is directly impacting pregnancy, but I know clinically I'm seeing older women getting pregnant more often than I ever have before. Women in their mid to late 40s with their own eggs, with healthy children. And so it's happening. I do feel like this age span is expanding, and I think it's because of the lifestyle choices and the differences we're making. And now there's tons of research to support it in all other fields of like health and vitality and healing and cancer. And I was texting with a fertility doctor yesterday about some of this because I was just so intrigued by the podcast. And he was saying it's like stem cells, because I was like, what about injecting stem cells into the ovaries? Would that then make them younger? And he was like, we currently can't do it. It's not FDA approved, but yes, it's the wave of the future. And in the next 5 to 10 years, that will be kind of the first line of defense for fertility. Natural pregnancy, congratulations. So anyway, going back to epigenetics, where, I'm proud that I was on that bandwagon, if you will. I was in the cutting edge research because that's what I like to do, even back when I wrote this book, and that it's still totally applicable, that how you live your life determines how you age. And that I have women that are getting older, making better quality eggs / embryos, getting pregnant at an older age versus when they were younger. So your time is not running out. At some point, sure, our fertility will stop. But you have more time than you think, and you have more power than you think. So don't forget that. So I'm going to repeat that last sentence because I went on a tangent. You're aware of how your lifestyle choices are affecting your epigenetics and your essence, and ultimately your health and your fertility. You've committed to the Yes You Can Get Pregnant Fertility Rejuvenation Plan and are becoming one with nature, eating for optimal nutrition and egg quality, steering clear of environmental toxins, and preparing yourself mentally and emotionally so that you can become the mother you want to be. I always say my work is not about the positive pregnancy test. My work is about you. And you stepping into your power so you can be the mother this world needs. And sometimes that takes some time. And that's okay. You are excited about meditating daily and saying your mantras because both are so good for your overall health. You have the fertility rejuvenation roadmap. That's right. There's like a 7-day roadmap in here, which makes it, very, I think, doable. That you can and will follow with effortless ease. You are already feeling more healthy and vibrant, eager for your health and fertility to only get better. You feel empowered by all the knowledge you now possess and are ready to take the next steps towards reclaiming your health and your fertility. And this stuff takes work, right? I'm not going to lie. It is a lifestyle overhaul, but you are worth it. Your health is worth it. You will never regret these changes because they are not just for your fertility. They are for your lasting health. You love your new mantra. I have the power to improve my fertility and change my health. Oh my God. I said it wrong. I wrote the book. I have the power to improve my health and my fertility. You believe in that mantra. We're going to say it again. I have the power. Say it with me, guys. I have the power to improve my health and my fertility. You have the power. Don't let anyone take that from you. Don't let anyone take that from you. Don't let your AMH take that from you, your FSH, your age, what doctors have told you. Don't let anyone take that from you. You believe in that mantra, you own it. And I too believe in that mantra for you. I know you can take back the power and rejuvenate your health and your fertility. There's one last thing I want to discuss before this book ends. The importance of embracing that you are always where you are supposed to be. By this I mean life is a series of steps, one following the next, and you are on a path. Accept your path. Don't fight it. Rather, take it with stride, appreciate where you are, and know that where you are headed is better than where you've been. You are always where you're supposed to be, even if it doesn't feel so great right now. Sometimes your path will feel tumultuous and unclear, and other times it will be flourishing and peaceful. No matter where you find yourself, embrace it and know that better things are on their way to you, because you deserve it. You deserve better things. Know that you deserve all that you desire. Know that your life is unfolding precisely as it should, and that right here, right now is where you're supposed to be. Keep seeing the vision of where you want to be. Your mindful daydreaming tool is the best way to do this. And feel the feeling of that vision. See it, feel it, know it, meditate on it daily. Take all the information in this book and own it. Let it become you, and honor the self-love health mission your fertile body longs to be on. One day at a time, with constant appreciation, gratitude, and self-love, you will follow the Yes You Can Get Pregnant fertility rejuvenation protocol, and you will improve your health and your fertility. You have the power. Now run with it. All my love and gratitude, Amy. Oh, that gets me emotional. I still remember writing it. I was just having like flashbacks from my editor, which is such a great story too. That Sloan, she's been with me on all my books, and she was also a client of mine in the clinic, and she encouraged me with this book especially. She was like, write it the way you talk to us in the clinic, right? Because I'm a cheerleader, right? I mean, I think you guys follow me for that reason too, right? And I really do believe in all of you. And she really helped me capture that clinical Amy, that the girl in the acupuncture treatment room with that one-on-one conversation. She helped me capture that in this book, and I'm deeply grateful to her for that. But it makes me emotional, because it's like, I hope that comes through. This is never authoritative. This is never, I told you so. This is, I really truly believe you have the tools, and maybe you need some guidance and support, but you have the tools, and you have the power, and you are not out of time. You have not lost at this. If there is a desire for a baby, there's a baby that wants to come to you. Our job is to connect the two dots, okay? Another thing I want to point you to is the resources section in here. Amazing resources, Amy approved products, gluten-free products, on-the-go snacks, body and beauty products, household cleaning supplies, do-it-yourself, recipes in the back of the book. There's bone broth recipes, hummus, health bars, kale chips, liver pate, shrimp salad, summer squash pancakes. And of course there's notes and lots of research. You see all the research. Lots of research. Oh my God, how many pages of citations for all the research I used in writing this book. Of course an index, and then my about the author page, which other thing too is, I'm not going to give you the link because you have to own the book to get it, but there is a resources page that goes along with this book that is constantly being updated with new, fresh material. So you don't just get the book with this. You get a resources page that is linked out in the book, similar to the Egg Quality Diet. I'm not going to give it out because there's a ton of information in there, and you should buy the book for that. But the resources page that goes along with Yes You Can Get Pregnant is highly valuable as well. There's a healthy daddy diet on there. There's, all sorts of stuff. I'm going to pull it up. Here we go. I'm going to go through it with you guys so that you know. You have to submit your email to enter, which I think is only appropriate. That way we can keep you updated with new information. There's a nice video on there. And then there are recipes, shopping lists, did you know lists, videos, beauty overview sheet, supplements, meet Amy's team, see our locations. There's guided meditations, testimonials, lots of good information on here. What book reviews would you recommend starting with for someone who's trying to conceive? This one, Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. The Egg Quality Diet is just specifically a diet. It's 100 days of meal plans. There are a lot of resources that go with Egg Quality Diet. So, but I think starting out, I do think this is a good starting point. And then when you are ready to dive deeper into the diet and things of that nature, that's where the Egg Quality Diet comes in. It's a newer book, so it's newer information, but I don't cover all the lifestyle and emotional pieces that I cover in this book. So I didn't want to duplicate this book because I still think it's really valuable and pertinent. So the Egg Quality Diet, I look at it as like an adjunct, or get both. The resources that come with the Egg Quality Diet are kind of obnoxious. There's so many. It's like, I literally, if I were to add up, like if I were to sell each individual resource, it's like thousands of dollars of resources. So much time and energy went into creating that resources page. So, but I think this is a really nice place to start. This book has a very special place in my heart. So yeah, we have wrapped up Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. And another thing I wanted to encourage for all of you is to check out my new womb healing talks. These are going to be monthly themed talks that are hosted by my team psychotherapist, Samantha Silverberg, who is just finishing up her doctorate in clinical psychology, but she's been a trauma therapist for 8 years. And we brought her on to Team Amy because of the amount of trauma and difficulties that you guys go through that is kind of beyond the scope of me as an acupuncturist and clinician. I wanted really professional help for you guys, beyond like coaches and mindset coaches. It's like, no, real deal tools and tips from a clinical psychologist that will help you manage this process. And so we're launching this new product this month, new offering, I should say. It's a 75-minute womb healing talk. It's hosted by Sam, so there's no interaction with you guys other than you're there on the Zoom, and there'll be either a guided meditation or breathing exercise to kind of, help ground. Then there'll be a talk. This month is about healing your inner child. And then you'll get tools and resources to then take that work with you for the longer haul. It's $43, which I think is a very reasonable price point to really help support you mentally. So if you go to the link, aimeeraupp.com/womb healing, WOMB healing, you can see all the information. And the first one is happening on Sunday, this coming Sunday, the 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. They will be recorded if you can't make it live, but the recording does disappear in 30 days because we think the work really kind of needs to be done and be supported. And so, but if you can't make it live, you get the recording. You can sign up at aimeeraupp.com/womb healing or DM us here on Instagram. And we'll give you a clickable link for easy peasy registration. I want to just see. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go and let you all go about your day. But thank you so much for letting me share this book with you. It is, like I said, very close to my heart and has helped so many women on their path to motherhood. And if it helps you, I want to hear about it. And if you read this book and you love it, and you haven't gone over to Amazon and left your review, it would be really nice if you did. I do think it's really nice for us to help support others on their path, and the reviews really do seem to help that. So thank you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. See you all soon. Bye, Facebook.